Joe Hopkins here, and well, how to get a good guitar. Good is pretty subjective, isn't it? I think I've talked about that before, but everybody wants to get a good guitar, at least something that's, good value for their money, good quality, what they expect to get. Whatever it is you think a good guitar is, that's what you want to get, and there are certain ways to go about increasing your chances of that happening. Because we all know life isn't perfect, things happen, things go wrong, but you want to give it the best chance you can to get a good guitar. And I got a couple of tips on how to do that, right? First of all, there's channels like mine that do guitar reviews. It's worth looking it up on YouTube. I've done that a lot myself, just looking at reviews of different guitars to get an idea of what's good, what's a good value for the money, what price ranges are we looking at, Excuse me. It's just always good to get more information, to research it. It's also good to look at customer reviews, especially, customer reviews. Keep in mind, not all customers are reasonable. You go on Amazon and a lot of people write terrible reviews for reasons that seem kind of dumb. So, but overall, if it's a good product, it should have pretty good reviews. There should be pretty good reviews on, product you're looking to buy. And, I mentioned YouTubers. You do have to be a little cautious with YouTube channels, though. A lot of us are sponsored or get sent instruments. I don't. Nobody sponsors me. Maybe someday, but at the moment, no. But the thing is when somebody does send you an instrument or is sponsoring you, there's a certain amount of pressure to say good things about their stuff. Hell, there's a certain amount of pressure to say good things about everybody's stuff in the hopes that you will get sponsored. But some YouTubers are pretty honest. The other thing is, most guitars are a lot better out of the box than they're going to be in a couple of years. It's why on this channel I'll do a second look at a lot of my instruments after I've owned them for a year or two. I try to play all of them and rotate through them and play them all a good bit so that they all get a certain amount of use, right? And the point is so over time, I can tell how they hold up. I mean, I could stick a guitar in a case for 2 years and it'll look the same and feel the same as it did when I bought it because it's just been sitting in a case. I try not to do that. I try to play all of them to a certain degree and rotate through them. It also encourages me to practice because I have to give them all a certain amount of wear so I can see how they hold up. But some other channels do that as well, how guitars hold up over time. I've found that some guitars hold up incredibly well over time and some not so much, right? The only ones I've really had problems with holding up over time is, my Firefly. That one has had problems periodically. Maybe it's just mine. Maybe I should buy another one and try it out. But in the meantime, most of them hold up pretty good, but it's always good to look at that. It's always good to look, at what information is available for the guitars in the price range you're looking at. This isn't just for budget guitars, for cheap ones. This is for expensive ones too. Some companies have problems with their products or particular products being not very good or not living up to the hype. I think of the Fender, what were they called? The Acoustasonics or whatever. There's like electric acoustic kind of things. And a lot of people found it to be kind of gimmicky. Some people love them. If you love them, that's great. But I think it was the Acoustasonic. It was, if people know what I'm talking about. I can tell you some brands of guitars are known to have certain products that are less than stellar. And you usually find out about that pretty quick when you start researching it, which is a reason to start researching what kind of guitar you want. Gibson has had some products that are less than great, and they've got some products that are amazingly great. It's kind of odd. I'm not real thrilled with Gibson's electric guitars with their quality control and all that kind of stuff, but their acoustics have always been amazing. And then Fender is exactly the opposite. I love their electric guitars, but I'm not terribly thrilled with their acoustics. You know what I mean? So it's good to look into that kind of thing. If I had the money and I was going to buy expensive guitars, I'd go, you know, Fender for electric and Gibson for acoustic. Gibson acoustics are amazing. They just really are. That's just my thoughts on it. Maybe other people disagree. I've noticed that most of the quality control issues with Gibsons have been with their electric guitars. But yeah, usually it doesn't take a lot of looking into something to find out those particular types of things. You know, who has what's good, what products are their best ones, and which products are their not so great ones. And there are a lot of channels on YouTube that talk about that kind of stuff. There are a lot of forums. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of information online. People write about guitars a lot. People talk about guitars a lot. And that gives a massive, a massive amount of information that can be daunting to sort through, but usually the facts of the matter, the truth of things, rises to the top pretty quick. Usually, right? I try to make my channel as informative and unbiased as I can. If something isn't very good, I'm going to tell you it's not very good. If something is really great, I'm going to tell you it's really great. Now that's, once again, my opinion. I did a video a little bit ago about what makes a guitar good, right? And once again, what is good is kind of up to you. It's personal preference. But once you know what you're looking for, you can start searching for who makes what you're looking for and does it consistently well according to the most people. So there you go. That's my thoughts on it. And you can always check out some of my reviews. At the end here, I've got some playlists that come up on the end screen. And you can check out my reviews playlist and see what I have to say about some of these guitars. And I would recommend, if you're looking to buy a guitar and you want to know what's good, check out some of my second look videos. Because I do a second look at some of the guitars that I've owned for a while to give you an idea of how they're doing over time, right? Even with my stuff, if you see a review that I do on a guitar and I say it's great, check out some of the reviews I did on that same guitar later. Because things change and I start to notice problems, or I don't notice problems. And if I don't notice problems over time, if everything's great, I'll tell you it's great. And if everything ain't, I'll tell you it ain't. So with that said, there, like I said, there's going to be an end screen here in a sec. Check out my reviews playlist. Check out my songs playlist, because I do songs and they're good. I think they're good. Good is once again, it's a personal preference, relative kind of thing, but I'll say they're good. Yeah. And subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video, okay? I love you guys. Peace out, baby. Bye-bye.